During my experience, I had a moment where I just felt release and I just started crying. And I just remember feeling no longer afraid to feel. And once I started crying, there was a moment where I started laughing. And I remember just feeling those extremes of pain, of isolation, of fear, of trauma, but then almost going to a place of love, of appreciation, of support, and of loving my younger self no matter what she went through. And to think that I was able to feel these feelings of bliss, of trauma, yes, but then to feel the opposite all at the same time through the power of breath work. And let me tell you, like, I have done breathwork before and it has been super beyond helpful for me. I've done it in different settings, I've done it for different reasons, and I've started to incorporate it into my daily life. But I had never done the kind of breathing that Todd led us through. So this was my first time doing that particular breath cycle for that long, and I had never done the experience with Todd either. And I remember before the call, Todd and I had spoken on the podcast, and that was how I found out about the event. And I remember just Todd making videos and talking about how if you are ready to change your life and ready to experience the full power of your own mind, of your own body, of your life, that this would be something that would be instrumental in your healing journey. And I believed him 100% because I felt the energy, I felt the vibe. I just knew that things don't just happen as a coincidence. I didn't find Todd on TikTok and then reach out to him and say, "Ooh, I would love to do a podcast," just for the podcast. And I truly mean it when I say that. The intention behind my podcast is to bring together a community of people that are on their healing journeys and share all the different ways that healing can look, and bring on different experts and bring on just people who want to have a soul connection. And the fact that I was able to connect with Todd just a week before, not even a week, I think like a few days before his ceremony, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. That is all for a reason. And I just remember starting the breathwork and feeling like this is gonna be really hard. And let me tell you, it was, because it called with every single energy and fiber in my being to no longer fear the discomfort, to no longer avoid and hide. And something that Todd said before the ceremony, I think is what really stuck with me, is that this kind of setting allows you to address and uncover a lot of the things that you have been holding on to that have been weighing your back, but it allows you to do it in a safe way, in a safe space. And that is what I'm so grateful for, because we literally had a space where I think almost 40 people were all participating in the same experience, and we were all there under the same kind of intention of, we are ready to transform our lives in one way or another. And we were given the space to actually do it. And I thought a lot of times about what I was gonna say in this experience video, because I feel like a lot of times when people have a great experience with something, it can come off a little bit like, I don't know, surface level. My intention behind sharing it is that I haven't been on this journey of healing, of moving through my trauma, of healing my life, of releasing anxiety and deep-seated trauma and fear and all these things, and recovering from agoraphobia and panic disorder. And let me tell you, in that an hour and a half that I had in the breathwork ceremony, I felt such an immense range of emotions, of sensations, of physical discomfort, but also of mental clarity. And I was able to truly challenge myself to not give up on myself and to stick through no matter what I was feeling, to know that sensations are just sensations and they are nothing more, that we have the power to change our lives, and we have the ability when we are given the space to, and we can create the space ourselves, yes. But if we are in a place where we don't know how to get there, having a facilitator like Todd create this space was truthfully just, I don't even have enough words to express how grateful I am. After we finished the breathwork ceremony, almost like 20 something people shared about how it went for them. Emotions were running and flowing, and there was just so much love and gratitude and just love for everyone who had just gone through that experience. People shared the shifts that they were able to feel and the trauma that they were able to uncover. There was a lot of beautiful souls just unearthing themselves and showing their true souls to other people that had all just gone through that experience, and that in and of itself was just so beautiful. And when I got up from that breathwork session, y'all, like, I swear I felt drunk, high on my own supply. I felt like I truly knew that I was limitless. I am limitless, like I am. And a few weeks ago I had actually done another ceremony, and I had written down that I am limitless on the paper, and I have been starting to really feel and act on that, right? But what was so clear after that breathwork ceremony was I am limitless, because I was able to allow myself to do the work of sitting in discomfort, because it is not easy. And Todd isn't joking when he says that this is not for the faint of heart. But when you read that or hear that, don't let that discourage you, because what that is telling you is that you have the innate power and the courage and the ability to put yourself through an experience like this to further uncover what you may have not have been addressing within your own body, within your mind, within your soul. Because I truthfully, like, I have been thinking over and over again how to explain my experience, but I think it cannot be put into words. So I want to invite you to check out whenever next Todd has a group ceremony. I don't know when the next one is. I have no idea. But if you feel called to experience the power of your own mind and your own body, and how the power of breath can truly transform your life, and if you feel like that is generating some kind of either discomfort or power or curiosity, that means that it's time. And I truly wholeheartedly mean that. And I am sharing my experience to the best of my ability, but it is literally, it's still speechless for me to even find the words to explain how beneficial it was for me. And I really want to share it because I want other people that are on their healing journeys to find out more about this kind of healing, about these different ways that you can approach it, about the power of freaking breath work. Like, this is only the beginning of my journey with breath work, and I'm so ready to keep going, because through my experience with SolFreedom Breathing, I really feel like I was finally able to start to I was finally able to uncover a lot of the things that I was still holding on to. And after that breathwork session, the rest of the day, I am not kidding y'all, like, I felt like I was on a cloud. I felt like I was still high on my own supply. I truly felt like nothing could bring me down, because I had finally just felt and allowed my body to feel what it needed to feel without fear, without judgment, without stopping it. And I think that was one of the biggest takeaways that I got, and especially when it comes to fear, anxiety, and panic, because I know a lot of people that I follow my journey are specifically struggling with anxiety and panic. To put my body in a state of, like, I don't even know the proper words to explain it, but to put my body through what I went through in that breathwork ceremony, to not give up on myself, to feel the pain. I would have some different physical pains in my body through the beginning of the breathwork, to be able to not give up on myself. And every time Todd said, go deeper into your breath, the deeper that you go, the more that you will uncover and experience and feel and release in this breathwork session. Every single time that he said, do not give up on yourself, allow it, and allow it, and allow it. I remember there was some times where I was like, oof, like, this, y'all, I have been trying to articulate this experience, and I honestly can't, since it happened a week or so ago. And all I can truthfully say is that when I opened my eyes after that, life was different. I was done giving up on myself, and I was ready to dive even deeper into my healing journey. And if I could share with y'all watching just the curiosity to try out his next ceremony and feel and see and experience if this is for you, then my sole purpose with this video is complete, because not every single healing modality works for everyone, right? There is a lot of people who don't feel like breath work works for them. There's people who don't meditate. There's people who don't read, but there's also people who, when they try something, they keep that open mind, and it could possibly reroute their lives for the better. And I truthfully feel like that experience for me was just the beginning and unlocked a whole new world in my healing. And I just want to personally thank Todd and SolFreedom Breathing for creating this space and allowing so many other beautiful souls go through this experience in an affordable way, in a safe way, in a holistic way. And thank you just for reminding us that we are our own saviors. And ever since that call, I have just had so much more clarity. I've had more peace. I have had more, just like a stronger connection with my intuition for the probably 2 or 3 days after the breathwork session. I just felt good. I felt peace. I didn't feel like I was fighting my body anymore. I finally felt like I switched out of survival mode. And that is priceless. If you know what it's like to always be feeling fear, pain, trauma, anxiety, suffering, what I felt after that was truly peace. Because I remember just writing and feeling like everything I wrote was truthful and just truth from the deepest place in my soul. And I just felt like I was ready to continue my healing journey. And it sounds a little bit too good to be true, and that's okay. But I think that the people who resonate and are, I don't know, it's hard to articulate. It really is. But I know that all of those 40 souls that were there on the call felt exactly what I felt. And maybe more, maybe less, it doesn't matter. But so many people that were there and shared their experience felt so similar. And it was just so amazing to think that 40 people got to experience a new way of existing for that hour and a half. Of living, of not just existing, of living, of thriving, of living out of survival mode, of taking ownership for their lives and for their health and for their breath. And I could talk about this forever, and I'm gonna hopefully find a better way to articulate it, but I am looking forward to the next ceremony. Todd has got a participant for life. As long as I can and I'm able to, I am going to participate, and hopefully in the future just dive more into the power of breathwork. And I hope that through my experience and me sharing what it was like for me, that maybe you would try it as well. And I don't know, I just wish I could explain more. But thank you so much for creating the space that you created for all of those souls that were there that day. Because I'm sure all of us had such diverse experiences, but yet we were all there for the reason of healing, of that we were ready, that it was just time to experience something different than what we were living. And I'm just so grateful, because I have just felt so different since then. and through your guidance and my ability to not give up on myself and to stick through it and to just continue to do things like this that make us uncomfortable, but they are the things that are going to release our true selves so we can live in freedom, so we can live in soul freedom. But I'm just very thankful, and it was just an amazing experience. So if anyone feels up for it, go follow Todd, follow SolFreedom Breathing, follow his next workshop, check it out, participate, and let me know how it goes. But I promise you, if you are ready and willing to go through the experience, that you are going to experience something that is going to change your life and your existence and your body's way of being in this world. So I will leave it at that. That's as far as I can articulate it, but I just feel grateful, thankful, blessed, ready, radiant, abundant. I'm just freaking ready for this next chapter. So thank y'all for listening. Thank you, Todd and SolFreedom Breathing, for creating that space again. And I am so ready for the next ceremony. Thank you so much for listening. And again, to anyone watching or supporting me, please check out my podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I also have other videos of my podcast here on YouTube. And let me know what you would like to see on this channel. I'm going to start uploading a lot more and creating other videos. So if you're interested, let me know. Don't be shy. I'm always looking for new guests to be on the podcast. So if you're interested, please do not be shy and send me a message or an email. And I would love to meet you, soul friend. And thank you so much for being here.